The Bads of Bollywood The Bads of Bollywood released 2 days back, and Aryan Khan is determined to bypass all allegations of you Nepo kid does not know his work. Let's get into why I had a fun time watching it and the few hard to miss half-baked details. Series and shows are really not my thing. I really don't have the patience to sit through 8, 10, 15, 20, 40-minute episodes. So when a show comes along that makes this task a breeze, I am so happy. Bads of Bollywood is not a highly cerebral, very intelligent story or show which will entangle your brain and make you forget that you need to go take a bathroom break. However, it is anything but dull. So here's what I liked about it. First, it is a very self-aware parody, but it does not rely only on the parody vehicle to carry it through, like you may have seen in the Scary Movie series or those some time pass other movies. It has a story, that of a young actor who's new to the industry and somehow gets mired in the industry politics, and he has zero control over how the tides turn. It gives you somewhat of a sold your soul to the devil for success kind of an undertone. Is He Made, the story manages to touch upon some of the most talked about events involving Bollywood stars, and it also pokes fun at some of the personality traits we associate with specific celebrities. See, this may not sound new because we all do it almost every day with our friends. It is funny because it is one of them doing it now. You have a bit about Amir Khan being all sincere about his art, or people presuming that whatever he does, even the smallest of his actions and words, have more meaning to it than it actually does.
Idli or vada pav?
Then you have Imran Hashmi, who steps in as an intimacy coach, Karan Johar, and an implied connect with the Bollywood mafia, movie mafia, etc. Second, Raghav Juyal. The man steals the show even though he is playing just the BFF of the lead guy. This is surprising because it's not like we get a deep dive into his character. We don't know where he's from, who his family is, what his future goals are, how he knows these underworld people, and what is his life about apart from just hanging around Asman Singh. The man moves from comedy, physical and verbal, to emotional, to somewhat action, and he is fabulous in all. Third, the screenplay and the dialogues are smart, funny, and in tune with the Gen Z and the younger millennial sensibilities. Now, these guys are very quick to spot and call out cliches. So there's a scene where Bobby Deol, he's on a bike and he crashes through, literally flies through a big clock or a big glass pane. It was a prop in a movie set. He does that to take his daughter back to his house, and my first thought was, my god, you could have landed on your daughter and killed her. And immediately the girl says, the actress, what the fuck, you could have killed me. And I was like, yes, she's right. I was so happy that the writer was aware that whatever you're showing on screen is actually super stupid. You know how people are, they'll watch something on screen and then they'll go and do it themselves. So I think it was required to tell them that even the movie people, the show people, know that this is not the right thing to do. Fourth, the background music was so on point. The Gafoor refrain cracked me up, and I think that whole Dunya Hasino Ka Mela foreshadowing was also there with a purpose and not there just to remind people ki haan bhaiya, Bobby Deol was in this movie, flashback. Fifth, Laksh, Mona Singh, Bobby Deol, the father, the chacha, Soda Wala, even the manager, they were top-notch casting. Oh, and Rajat Bedi, of course. You know, the funny thing is, when I saw Rajat Bedi in the trailer, I was like, I've seen him somewhere and I can't place him. So I had to Google him because it was like this brain itch, which you just need to scratch. I had no idea so many other people felt the same way about him. I really liked his performance, and I think he should have given comedy a chance much earlier, though he is more recognizable in a negative role. You know what? I think I'm going to follow him on Instagram if he's there from my burner account, because now I'm curious about what he does when people forget him. Is he working on other projects? God knows what he's doing. Now, coming to what seems amiss in an otherwise perfect entertainer. First, And I'm getting my Z grade security in position before I say this. What the hell was up with Shah Rukh Khan? Of all the cameos, his was the most ostentatious and his performance was so over the top and artificial. It's like he was more nervous about Aryan Khan's debut than Aryan Khan himself, and so he overcompensated. His cameo could have been perfect had it ended right after that Badshah identity mix up. But instead, he was also jumpy and verbose and he needed to chill. Second, the lead guy, Asman Singh, has no personality. And let's not get confused, this is not the actor's fault. Laksh did a great job with his cute face and sad eyes. It's a look. But yeah, the character, I don't know how to describe him. What was his personality? He was sassy in the podcast. He is overly polite and humble in front of his seniors. But he also has these violent episodes. I don't think they have portrayed the guy as someone who's struggling with anger issues, because he does not lose his cool when Perez goofs up. He does not even lose his cool when he's abducted by Ghafoor's guys. So his action sequences, some of them seem very forced. Also, Asman is not a struggling actor. His first movie is a major hit. He also had an endorsement under his belt, Man Lotion. That should have got him some money as well, I think. He didn't even have a car. Doesn't make sense. Third, the way the series ended was farcical. Two lovers, so much in love, on the brink of marriage. Heck, just one signature away from marriage, have a truth bomb dropped on them that they are half siblings. That is the kind of shit that should ideally send you to a rehab. But here it ends with some zero weight jokes about how the guy is also now a Nepo kid with a silver spoon and how he will see her on Rakhi. It made me laugh, but in disbelief. Overall, I think Aryan Khan did a fabulous job for a debut. And in the context of this show, he was very much in his comfort zone. It is funny, maybe a little forcefully inclusive, so thereby a tad bit preachy. And it also makes you emotional in certain places. And I mean really authentically emotional, not the Sayyara type, because I can't believe people really cried for that. I digress. Bads of Bollywood, or is it Bastards of Bollywood now? It's very Om Shanti Omish in more ways than one, but that's not a complaint. Watch the show, it is one of the most entertaining at the moment. It does make me wonder what Aryan Khan will write or direct next, given that this show seems to have covered all he could take from his real life experiences, if parody is his chosen style. I am Jessica, I talk about movies and shows. Subscribe for more.